In this video, I am going to cover the annotation tools that are provided by the Kami app. On the left-hand side of your screen, you will see these are all the tools that you have access to. The first one is the Select tool, which just allows you to select or highlight text, and then you could right-click copy or paste or move that text around. The Hand tool just allows you to scroll up and down the page easily. And this is Select the annotation, so if you had several annotations, you could select them all at once. The Dictionary tool allows you just to highlight a word, and then when you release your mouse, it's going to define that word for you. So this is really helpful for students as they're reading a passage. They come to a word they don't know. They can simply select Dictionary, highlight it, and then get that definition. Kami also provides text-to-speech or speech-to-text features. So the text-to-speech is easily read by if you just select text-to-speech and then click the arrow, it will read the page for you. You can also highlight a certain aspect of the page that you'd like it to read. It doesn't, it's sort of robotic, but that's a really good feature for students who need to hear something again or to work independently, like they may be working at home. You can change the speed. Change voice does not change the language. It simply changes the voice of the person who is reading it, which doesn't seem super helpful to us. But if you are writing something in Spanish, you want it to be read in a Spanish accent, especially for students who are, native. So that is kind of for a global product, that is what that language is for, which made more sense to me once I learned that information. The markup tool really lets you just use the same kind of features that you would use if you were annotating on paper. So you can highlight text by just clicking and dragging over the text you want highlighted. You can change the colors using the color button below. I can change that, but you can select, say I want red. Okay, so you could ask people to highlight different parts of a speech using different colors or different things that people say. You can also use a box highlighter to highlight an entire paragraph. You can use the strike through tool to eliminate a sentence, which is great practice for which one of these sentences doesn't really fit in this paragraph. They can cross it out. You can also underline text with any of those features. Now, if you don't want to keep those things here, down below there's an eraser, so I can just click on the parts that I don't want annotated, and it erases them for me. I'm going to skip the comment button for right now, so I'm going to do a separate video dedicated to that you can watch after this video. Text box allows you to add a text box, simply as stated, into this passage. So if you write a question, students can add a text box and respond. They have a toolbar that allows them to adjust the fonts and things like that, again, at the top, just like you would see in a Word or Google Doc response. So this is really great because you can they can type on there as well. And when I mentioned, they also do text to speech, this voice typing for some of our more special needs students who might find value in that. They can click this voice text and it will record what you are saying and then be typed into the screen for them. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off, and then I can move this box around to wherever I need it to be on my page. The equation button is really nice because it's going to give you what looks like a text box, but then you can go down to the insert symbols and you can see all the symbols that are available for you there. So as math symbols, music symbols, you can search for different things, but allows you to do subscript, fractions, or whatnot. So kind of play around with the different symbols that are there. Drawing tool is just what it says. You can kind of use this to draw over your screen. So if you had a map or something that students were annotating, that would be a great tool for that. Again, with the shapes button, this might work better on like a blank screen where you could draw a circle and then you could put a text box in there for them to respond. So it's more for, I would say, like putting a container of some sort on your page that you might want to do something else in. I'm going to erase these things for me. Okay. The last one is image. So you could, if you want to search for an image and put it on here, so like below I have Malala here, and really what I did is I just did a Google search and it comes right up here for me, so I can search for Malala and all these images come up and I just simply select one, and now I can drop it on my page and I can format it. So it's really helpful that I can just move it around wherever I want and put it as part of my page as well. The signature button is something you might use more personally, but you can draw your signature and upload it, and then you can just kind of use it as a stamp on your page. So if I click signature, I just want to insert that here. Now I've got other teachers that use this, and instead of really putting their signature in there, they maybe write like great work or awesome, and then they can use that signature as like a stamp for work, so they can just kind of, it looks more personalized than typing something out. So that is the Candy toolbar. This is, you can move this around to a different side, whatever your preference is as well. So that's the Candy toolbar, and this is a little bit longer, but kind of play around with them. I'm going to add another file on the tech resource page that allows you to kind of explore and get some ideas for how you could use each of those tools in your classroom.